You know that root, stem, leaf, flower and fruit are the parts of plants. You have also learned the functions of these parts. Let us now learn something about their structure. Roots. The seed has parts called the plumule and the radicle. When the seed germinates, the root grows from the radicle under the ground. The part of the root close to the ground surface is thicker. It tapers off downwards into a pointed tip. The root grows many branches or lateral roots under the ground. The lateral roots spread diagonally quite far into the earth. The tip of the root has some hair-like fibers. These are called root hairs. The tip of the root is very delicate. It is covered with a root cap which protects it from injury. See for yourself. Plant some mustard seeds in a pot and tend the seedling carefully. When the plant grows a little, uproot it carefully after watering the soil around it. Place the plant in a glass or jar full of water so that the soil on the roots will be washed away without injury to them. Observe the root carefully. You will be able to see the root cap on the tip of the root. See for yourself. Take a large test tube full of water. Place a seedling in the test tube so that its roots are immersed in the water. Clamp the test tube to a stand as shown in the figure. Mark the level of water on the test tube. Note the level of water again the next day. Why is there a difference? Has the water level gone up or down? Water level has gone down because plant has used the water for the growth. They are the roots of the plants. You are familiar with the banyan tree with its wide dome-shaped crown. Of what use are its aerial roots to the tree? These roots, given out from its stem, grow towards the ground and enter it. They become like columns that support the branches of the tree. Have you ever observed these aerial roots? How many of the roots had grown into such column-like supports? In the beginning, the banyan tree has only a few aerial roots. As time passes, their number increases till they almost form a forest. At the Indian Botanical Gardens in Kolkata, there is a 250-year-old banyan tree which has thousands of aerial roots. Stem. The stem grows from the plumule above the ground. As the plumule grows, the height of the stem increases. The stem has nodes. Leaves grow on the stem at the nodes. The part of the stem between two nodes is called the internode. See for yourself. Observe the branch of any stem. First find the location of a node on the stem. You will see leaves there. Remove the leaf from a node. You will see a bud sprouting in the angle between the stem and the leaf. This angle is called axil, and the bud, axillary bud. It grows into a branch. There is a similar bud at the top of the stem too. The stem grows taller from this bud. Leaf. Leaves grow on a stem at the nodes. Ordinarily, they are wide, thin and green in color. The flat part is called the lamina or the leaf plate. The edge of the leaf is called the leaf margin and its tip the leaf tip or leaf apex. Leaves have a stalk called petiole. However, some leaves do not have a stalk. The part of the stalk joined to the stem is called the leaf base. Some leaves have a small leaf-like part near the leaf base. It is called stipule. See for yourself. Take small branches of the hibiscus and the peepal. Observe the locations of the leaves on the branches. Look at the structure of the leaves and observe the lamina, leaf base, leaf apex and leaf margin. Veins in the leaf and their network. See for yourself. Take a peepal leaf. Observe its lamina. There is a thick midvein in the center of the leaf blade which appears to divide the lamina into two parts. This vein branches out into smaller veins and veinlets, forming a network. Veins give support to the leaf. Food and water are also carried through the veins. See for yourself. Take a peepal leaf with its stalk. Keep it immersed in water. In 15 to 20 days, the green part of the leaf will rot away because of decomposition, and you will be able to see how the veins form a network in the leaf. Paint this leaf and use it to make a greeting card. See for yourself. Look at the leaves and the variety in their margin, apex, blade and base. Remember, when you need some part of a plant to study it, pluck or cut only that portion of the plant. Do not damage the plant. We must care for our environment all the time. Flower. The stalk of a flower may be long or short. It is attached to the stem at one end and at the other end is the flower. This other end is usually broad and bulging. It is called thalamus. It supports the petals and other parts of the flower. The flower has four main parts or whorls: the calyx, the corolla, the androecium and the gynoecium. The calyx. The calyx is made of sepals which are generally green. See for yourself. To see the calyx, observe a rose or a hibiscus flower. The corolla, the androecium and the gynoecium are held within the calyx. Corolla. The corolla is made of the petals of the flower. There is a great variety in the colors and fragrances of the corolla. See for yourself. Take a hibiscus bud which is about to open and place it in a cup of water. On the following day, you will see that the bud has blossomed into a flower. Androeciums and gynoeciums. See for yourself. Observe a gulmohar flower. Inside it, you will see a number of thin upright structures. See the ones that are alike. They are the stamens. They form the androeciums. Observe the one upright structure that is different from the others. It is the pistil. The pistil forms the gynoecium. Fertilization takes place because of the androecium and gynoecium. In short, of the four whorls on the thalamus, the gynoecium is the innermost. The calyx is the outermost. The corolla and the androecium are the whorls between the calyx and the gynoecium. Fruit. A fruit has a seed inside it. Some fruits have more than one seed. Which fruits have one seed? Which ones have many?